Hey guys, welcome into the show. My name is Tyler Kluver. I'm a former Division 1 athlete. I now run a fitness coaching business as well as a sports media brand that creates podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates other exclusive content. This show is a place for me to document my thoughts on fitness, health, nutrition, maybe some business or mindset stuff, as well as update anyone listening on my own competitive fitness endeavors and life events. I want everybody that comes and listens to this show to take something away that can make their life better, whether it's a diet or fitness tip or a way of thinking about things that motivates you to be better in your own life. Hopefully, we can get that done. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. We're back. Snap Podcast. Welcome in. There was an episode last week that I did where we talked about using nervous energy, anxiety, the feeling of pressure for good, because it's probably going to be there regardless when you're doing something that you put a lot of work into or that means something to you or that you care about. And I got a couple opportunities to do that. As I mentioned last week, we were kind of going into a redo workout that I sort of had to perform on. Um, the part we didn't talk about there, or maybe we mentioned a little bit, was sometimes you do fail. Just because you nut up and decide, "Oh, I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna use this energy. I'm gonna dive into the anxiety that I'm feeling and just feel it and just go for broke." It doesn't always mean that you're gonna get the goal, the exact goal that you're shooting for. There is positivity, positive takeaways from being able to just do that. We're not completely at a loss here, but last week is a good example. I had to step up and put out a good score so that my partner and I in this qualifier that we've been going over each week for the past 4 weeks could stay in contention. And first shot of the day right there. I really didn't do that. I think I performed close to the max of my ability, which is good and bad. It's good because, well, I did my best, or very close to it. It's bad because my best is very far away from what was really needed in that workout, in that qualifier. So between myself and my partner, our score was the worst performance relative to the leaderboard uh, that we had all 4 weeks, and it dropped us out of contention. Not out of contention, but it dropped us out of an official qualifying spot to 50th place in the qualifier, and 48 teams qualify. Now, there's a good chance that some of these people on the teams could have qualified individually, and they'll decide to take that path. Spots will be moved back. They'll ask teams deeper, and we're going to be the second team that's brought in. We were actually moved up the leaderboard 1 spot, so we are quite literally the first team that doesn't qualify for this thing as of right now. That's assuming that everybody that gets asked accepts. I don't think that will happen. And so I do believe that we are going to just barely by the skin of our teeth slip into this competition and make it. But just not a great relative result as far as the kind of efforts we put out there. Efforts may be good. Objective result relative to the field not as good as we would have hoped. But it's something, and it's one of the reasons we're doing this. It's because I want to be better at what I'm trying to compete in. This is a measuring stick sort of thing. And we measured ourselves and we're not where we need to be. So now through these workouts where we were exposed, where it showed that we needed work, um, I now have a whole lot of good information, good touch points that over the next 4 months I can hammer in training. One of those is going to be double unders. Got to get way better with a jump rope in my hands and several other things. And I'll be prepared for when it matters. Now, last week we kind of left off the show like, oh yeah, we'll kind of do a reset, like update of where I'm at in training and all this stuff. And I didn't really know what we were going to talk about this week. I kind of forgot, uh, and it was something I mentioned on this podcast. Literally used the logo for the thumbnail that I committed to doing a team competition outside of the 4 week, the qualifier we've been doing. That was just sort of that was we just kind of jumped in. The one that I had always talked about, the Miami competition, was the one that after Isaac and I won the competition back in Waukee a couple months ago, him and another guy at that competition were like, "Hey, do you guys want to team up and do a team of 3 for the Miami, the Wadapalooza is what it's called." And so I sort of forgot that qualifier, another online qualifier, started basically the day that the leaderboard for this other competition in South Carolina came out. So we figure out that I'm 2 spots out of qualifying position for this South Carolina competition, fittest of the coast. And then all of a sudden we get 5 or 6 workouts dropped on us for the Miami comp. And for the last few days, I've been doing those. I've done 2 of them. I would say I did good on one, okay on another. It's a fun, interesting sort of format, the way that they structure the team qualifier workouts, because they are team workouts or team scores, not just individual workouts that are combined. I've got 2 more of those to do. We'll do another one today, probably the one that I will perform the worst on. And more opportunities, more spots to challenge ourselves, push ourselves into places where we aren't quite sure if we can go. Um, Ride the line of, "Hey, I don't know if I'm capable of this. Let's test ourselves and see. Let's find out. Let's hold our hand close to the fire." But I don't know. I think we'll have a chance in this Miami qualifier for Wadapalooza. I have no idea. It'll be interesting. And then all of that aside, so we just, last week wrapped up the 4 week qualifier for me and my partner for that. Now we're doing the 3-person team with 2 other different people for a different qualifier. And this weekend, I forgot that I'm signed up for a competition with the training partner, kind of Cole Fish. Back in 2022, we won a local competition here. Me, Cole and I did. Um, Very good competition at that, or at least the top couple teams gave us a real good push in that. And me and him will be teaming up again for just a very local. It's literally at the gym that I go to once a week, and we should probably win that one as well. But uh, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just don't. It's more of the local gym members sign up, and it's for a good cause, and it's not like a competitive comp that a lot of people come to. So Saturday we'll get a good dosage of fitness in, do some high intensity workouts, and that'll be good. So we'll recap that next week. But to be honest, this is I mean, this has already been a jumbled podcast, but I'm just in a weird spot right now. Um, s- uh, the other day slept horrible, trying to do these qualifier competitions. Um, Yesterday I smashed my knee into a box, and that's got me basically limping on my left leg. And I still have to do 2 of these workouts, um, because of the qualifier nature, right? And I'm trying to work each day around, like, having energy and being at my best to perform when I hit go on the and it's game time to put out these quals. My training otherwise has sort of decreased, right? Today, I'll hit half of what I would normally do on and what was written for today's programming, because I'm trying to go all out to start the session with the qualifier workout. It'll be similar tomorrow. It'll probably be similar Wednesday if I go to redo any of these. And so it's fun to do these qualifiers because it means something, and you get to see your name on a leaderboard and you get to see yourself ranked against other people. But at least the way that I do it, I don't have the ability at 30 years old to and or the really, I don't have the time to hit all these qualifiers and be at my best for them, but then also do the rest of my training every single day. So I'm excited to get through this weekend, through Saturday, finish that competition. There's no more qualifiers. There's no more local comps that I'm signed up for. Um, there isn't even a local comp that I could potentially do, I think, for another 2 months after this weekend. And if I do make one of these in-person events through one of these qualifiers with my partner or with the team, those will not be until late January, early February. So I can finally get into basically 2 to 3 good solid months of just training, solely focused on getting better. No qualifier workouts, no having to deload and rest and take a couple days off because of competition. Nothing's coming up like that. So I'm excited to get back into a rhythm like that because outside of the really hard effort that I go for 10 or 12 or 20 minutes on these workouts, that's really the output for the day. And then you might be able to hit a couple other things, the day after or the few days after, or the few days leading up to it. You're kind of pulling back because you want to make sure you're fresh. It was a full deload week this week or last week on the training, so that sort of helped. But you know, I just want to get back into full consistent training, hitting good solid volume, 2+ hours a day, and I haven't really been able to do that. So I'm excited for to see where what happens with the South Carolina competition, where we stack up on the leaderboard with Wadapalooza. I don't expect us to make it, but I hope we're close. And then hopefully I can win a comp with Cole this weekend, and then that's about it. Um, just a lot of me today. There's not a lot of substance to this podcast. It's basically just me jumping on here to process all of the competing that I've been doing, and God, I'm probably just a touch overstimulated at this point from it all, and so it is what it is. I need to do more recovery. I need to do more foam rolling. I need to. I should probably ice bath more, stretching. I need to get back into the full routine of all of that. And after this Saturday, I should have a pretty good opportunity to find that routine again. I have no life lessons for you today. There's no good tidbit. There's no words of wisdom other than even when you fail at something, make sure that you can be happy and proud of your effort. Because that is one thing I'm happy with is the way I've approached these, what was there, 5 workouts in the 4 or 5 workouts in the Fittest of the Coast. This Wadapalooza one will be 4 workouts. This weekend will be 3 workouts. I'm happy with my effort and pushing the red line and really holding my hand, my whole face close to the fire here and just seeing what I'm capable of. Getting information, experience, data, and then we'll take all of that, we'll combine it, and we'll go to work for the next 3 to 4 months so that we can be ready when the open rolls around. And if we make one of these in-person competitions, we'll be able to smack that in the face too. That's all I got. Effort. Go put in some effort today. We'll talk to you next week.